Episode number 4 was all about Matt Murdock trying to find a reason to bring back the devil once again. Episode number 4 was really good. We finally got to see Frank Castle, the return of Frank Castle, and we also got to see the cracks in the marriage of Vanessa and Wilson Fisk. And what was the reason behind it? The reason was a man called Les Adam, but we'll talk about that later. But the highlight of the episode has to be Matt's willingness to get back on being Daredevil and his conversation with Frank Castle, of course. And at the end of the episode, we finally got to see Matt Murdock getting into his element, almost getting into his element, and we also got to see all those Daredevil masks which he kept hidden from everyone. And he's about to get back. Probably in the next episode we'll see about that. But first we have to talk about Daniel, because Daniel's storyline is really going into a very interesting direction, and I think it is going in the direction of self-destruction. He had some late night drinks with BB and some of our friends, and he let out the secret of the garbage thing, and that garbage thing kind of entirely backfired on Wilson Fisk and his on his image, because he is making these promises but is not fulfilling them. So there's this negative consensus between not the audience but the normal people. So that backfired on Daniel, but there we got to see the real angle between Fisk and Daniel. Wilson Fisk really sees a part of him in Daniel. Maybe he kind of finds Daniel quite interesting, and that's why he has kept him so close. And Daniel was really flying very close to the sun there, where he was constantly pushing him to fire him. So that was quite weird to see. But anyways, I think Daniel's storyline is going to be one of the very interesting storylines. Of course, we got to see Muse as well. And right at the very end of the episode, we see he got a guy, he sucked the blood out of him. Now, as I talked earlier about, Matt Murdock was finding reasons to get in the direction of coming back as Daredevil. Now, there was a scene or that whole plot point with the guy who got arrested. I'm sorry, I didn't write his name, but yeah, he got arrested, and Matt Murdock was his counselor, he was his lawyer, and they talked about probation, getting out. But the whole crux of that scene was that the guy who was arrested, he talked about his side, that the last time he got arrested, he missed the privileges of getting free food from the government. He lost the food stamps, and he just wanted a dessert, and he stole something that shouldn't cause this much of an issue. But then he underlined the problem with the system once again, and that again pushed Matt Murdock in the direction of coming back. And the second and the most important thing that pushed Matt Murdock into coming back was his conversation with Frank. And I have to tell you, it was quite a very intense conversation between them. And you have to commend the acting of John Berthel, but also Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox was so good in that scene, being so vulnerable and all. That was a pretty powerful scene. And if you're wondering that was the last time that we have seen Frank this season, no. There is going to be a fight scene between them as well, because we have some of the shots from the trailer, I guess, or some of the leaked photographs. But yeah, we are going to have a fight scene with them teaming up against someone. But anyways, that whole scene was powerful. Now we have to talk about Wilson Fisk and Vanessa's marriage. Now they were definitely talking about someone called Les Adam. Vanessa had an affair. She had an affair with a guy named Adam, and of course Wilson Fisk kidnapped him. In that scene, it gave us an impression that Vanessa thinks that Adam is murdered by Wilson, but Wilson denies that, and he was true. At the end of the episode, we see Adam alive. So what is he going to do with Adam? We don't know, but the whole relationship of Wilson Fisk and Vanessa is really coming into a very interesting terms. But I think they'll make out. They'll make up everything. And that's pretty much it for the episode number 4. Really, it was a very good episode, but still the third episode was outstanding. Staggering piece of television. Speaking of television, if you haven't seen Adolescence of Netflix, go watch it. It is pure television. Absolutely brilliant. And that was all my thoughts about episode number 4. You can share your thoughts in episode number 4 in the comments as well. And I'll be back next week with episode number 5. So until then, you can check out some of the videos on my channel as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching.